This is it. The finals. The last game.
Yeah,
Goes home in glory.
exciting. So
Will go
after
down in history.
after a very exciting game two, we now go to game three, and yeah, let's see how it goes. Since
Well,
yeah,
of course, Malta now being on the play is in a
yeah, it's
very
huge. It's huge.
advantaged position, as we saw in the first game. Just
And also, he was mulligan. He has a mulligan of 5, right? In the second game, he had
yes,
mulligan to yeah. So
the way this plays out, like from the very low statistics we've seen, it seems red is heavily favored.
yeah, it looks like it because yeah, the schedule deck seems to be in the being behind from turn one.
Yeah,
Basically.
and the answers are, well, somewhat efficient, but also very few.
Yeah, I
Like you
mean,
cannot deal with every creature, and then you have to counter
exactly.
the burn spells and also ramp.
And I think in total, like in all games we saw Tobias in the videos, I think he had like 2 Wem spells in total he cast, like the
Yeah.
Cultivate and the Sakura Tribe Elder, and that's it. Like, of course,
And
if you're that slow, it doesn't help you against mono red.
the deck can do better, right? There, I don't
Yeah,
know,
for
it's like
sure.
8 to
Like,
10 ram spells.
yeah, at least he plays all the 2 mana spells and then Cultivate and what's the other one? Kodama's Reach.
Does Grumble Grow count? Like, is that a card per
Yeah,
deck?
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, you play enough basics, so you even I think he doesn't play that. The 2 mana spell which searches for snow covered basic land.
Into the north.
Yeah, not a snow basic, but a snow land, so you can
Yeah.
get dark depths. Yeah, I think even that is in the deck, but I'm not sure. I'm looking at it.
So since both players only had one land,
Yeah, easy money
they're
wins,
going to take a mulligan. And again, it's such a great piece of technology that you're getting a free mulligan, which also got included now into the official Brawl rules, right?
Is that so? Yeah.
It is so, yeah. They said like every Brawl match will have also an additional free mulligan. And guess who got it first?
I don't know.
This Highlander thing. The
Oh,
good guys.
oh, right. You were setting up some glory and fame tale, and I was not
Yeah.
aware. Yeah,
Well, I was missing the co-host.
I mean, it's not the like most people like the spoil mulligan we had some years back then.
Which is far superior than this.
Yeah, for sure. I guess the next thing is the free mulligan. I think the Canadian one is also interesting. Like you go to 6 first, but then you have 2 mulligans on 6 and then 2 on 5 and so on, I think. If I'm not mistaken. So it's also an interesting take. Because I mean, I like our mulligan better because it's sad if it's only about getting those lands. I would like to have people more like, yeah, I would like if people had more options with their mulligans, like not only going for lands and hitting enough lands in the opening hand, but also making strategic decisions about the cards in the hand. Since it's so variance based our format. So and the free mulligan makes sure of that you can go for that.
You cannot keep a hand that looks good when you go down to 6 just because you have like not the right cards, right?
So and I think also the decision a lot of people make about their mulligans is if they come from a 60-card constructed environment, they think, oh, if I don't hit my curve or if I don't have the 4th land on turn 4, I will just lose because my opponent will have everything. But you have to imagine, like, your opponent is also playing a singleton deck, and therefore it's not that bad if you don't curve out every game. So.
So while they're shuffling,
that being said, though, if you face red deck wins, that's actually not that true. Most of the time, they just curve out and you're dead if you can compete with the speed. So yeah, there's that.
So here we see basically a good hand for everybody.
Yeah.
We have Malta on 2 mountains and 3 1-drops.
That looks like a really great hand for Malta.
Yeah, that's also 5 damage of burn. And here we see something very rare in Tobias' hand. It's a ram spell for 2.
Yay, on turn 2. So
and also quite decently an Abrupt Decay and a Snapcaster Mage.
Exactly, like he can play the turn 2 ramp. He can even play the turn 2 Abrupt Decay if needed, and then go into ramp and maybe go for a Snapcaster block if it's necessary, or just wait for the value of the Snapcaster. So he has a lot of options with this hand, so I like it.
also seen that mono red has some very dangerous artifacts and enchantments, and having abrupt decay to deal with those is very important.
Although he can't actually play the decay on turn 2, right? I mean, he could if he starts with the Cinder Glare, but if he doesn't do that.
Yeah, I think decay is fine on turn 3 when you have the accessibility of the lands you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, you could imagine something like an Eidolon or the Ankh of Mishra or something. So.
Yeah, definitely. Like, well, we'll have to hit first, but well, if now Ankh of Mishra comes down, that would be devastating, right?
Yeah.
Because then you have to pay to, like, now you can't even cast it, so you have to take 4, and ooh, this is a beating.
Yeah, and don't forget the Snapcaster Mage is a human, so he can block the Noble Hierarch.
Very good.
Noble Hierarch.
Well, also the Huntmaster is a human, right?
Yeah, he is actually. Yeah, but
So
I mean, if he flips, he's a werewolf, right? Or does he keep his creature type?
No, he's a wolf. Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, if you get to this point, I think the noble is not the problem. I guess.
At this point, the opponent is supposed to be dead.
So, okay, we do another land, which it's not that helpful, especially
all of a sudden now everything looks grim. You're facing down 5 power plus whatever comes next turn.
So, what would you do at this point? Would you go for the Huntmaster next turn?
Well,
I guess so, right?
You have to go for Nature's Law now, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
And then Huntmaster has the problem that it cannot block the Falkenrath Noble, so you either jump it with a token. But do you jump it?
Yeah, I guess so.
So then the Huntmaster blocks nothing because Swift Spear could be too big.
Yeah.
Or you're usually playing it like for trading and buying time, because like if you have Escape Shift, that would be much better. But at this point,
it's really awkward. I guess you can just throw your Huntmaster together with a token in front of a creature and deal with the Noble 1 turn later with the Abrupt Decay. So, okay, but we see that Malte has some awkward draws here. He drew two 3-drops and only has 2 lands. That's a surprise for curving out, I guess. And yeah, it's really awkward. But still, he has so much damage already on the table. So that is the spell on the right side where you need to sacrifice a creature, right? To deal 3 damage?
Land, yes.
Okay. Which is quite nice.
Oh no, I think that only says creature, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, collateral damage.
So it's nice if you expect some, I don't know, some removal spell or something. Okay, so we go in for 6 already with the creatures alone.
Yeah. Actually, Malte doesn't want to play the collateral damage. That will come later.
No. Why shouldn't he? Why should he? And by the way, that's the way I lost to Malte, exactly like this. Like he had so many early game creatures in the semifinals. He had so many creatures on 1, 2, and 3, and I didn't do any.
But you play so many cards that deal with all the creatures.
Yeah, I know.
Where's the boat?
I was unlucky. In one game, I even lost with my Rune of Protection against the Mishra's Factory. Sadly. So, okay, Tobias got another land. So, does it make sense to just go for the decay and the Snapcaster block? Does that make sense?
Could make sense. I mean, after that, Huntmaster is a very potent play, right?
Yeah, it looks way better than. You could go for the block on the Maniac, I guess, depending on what Malte does turn pre-combat.
I feel like if you play Huntmaster now, you have to double block something. Like the Wolf has to block the Noble, and the Huntmaster has to block the other guy, and that's just not efficient enough.
No, I think so. That's true. Because his problem is that the Huntmaster is the only thing going for him right now. So
yeah,
making sure to have this maybe as a threat later on. But yeah, he goes for the Huntmaster. I guess he doesn't want to run in some burn spell which prevents life gain, or I don't know, like a Ferociodon or something like this, I guess.
What he's probably aiming for, and I think I like this, is the Huntmaster might survive, and then you can just pass having Decay and Snapcaster up,
Yeah,
healing
that's
one
true.
creature, having a 4/4.
Yeah, that's a good
So
point.
that might even be just the best line to say, okay, I'm taking a lot of damage now also, having to sacrifice the wolf. There's an Ankh. Well,
Interesting.
still decent card, I would say.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it makes sure, like from Malta's perspective, it makes sure you don't get comboed out. So
Also, Ankh has this awkward interaction that it needs to be dealt with in Tobias' turn, because then he can play a land. But if he does that, the Huntmaster doesn't flip.
yeah, that's true.
So here, we expect everything. It's a bit weird that the Ankh doesn't get played before.
I guess he wants to have the collateral damage, but that seems wrong, right?
What for, right? I mean, he wants to definitely bait Tobias into blocking the Swift Spear, but that seems too risky anyway. I don't think that's going to happen ever.
So you just take the 3 and yeah.
Yeah, at this point, the wolf blocks the 3/3, and then you take 3, and that could have been 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, people say like this mono deck is stupid, but it's actually quite skill intense to find the spots where you push an extra damage.
Yeah, I guess that's true. You have your spots where you can shine with decisions you have to make, but overall, like if you compare decision trees and yeah, like how the games develop, it's not that complicated. Let's be honest here. I don't want to I don't want to disrespect Jack Wins players.
You do want to.
I mean, from a like a personal point, I don't understand why do you ever play this deck at all?
Yeah.
Sure. I can admit that they have some room of decision tree, whatever, interesting choices to make and stuff. Okay, so we saw a Titania, which is also a nice card with the fetch land in the grave.
Well, there's only one problem.
There's only one problem.
Like, imagine Malta wouldn't have drawn just a regular other spell. I think Titania would have saved the day easily.
Yeah.
And now Tobias just needs to say go, as we said. Doesn't even play a land, which of course hurts.
So would you go for the collateral damage in response for the flip?
Possible, right?
I guess I would go for it because you lose a creature anyway.
Yeah, he's shooting the maniac.
And
yeah,
he's doing that now anyway, right?
Yeah, I agree. That seems like a good idea.
I guess the question is if you go for the face instead of the Huntmaster.
Well, 8 is still short, and you have the Falkenrad Noble, which is really pressuring a lot.
Yeah, but it doesn't get you through right now.
Yeah, because that's what you're using the 3 damage from the collective damage.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you would cast the damage on the Huntmaster in response?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, and Tobias, by the way, also skipped his turn with the land drop. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's just to take no damage. Which is smart.
Right.
I like
it.
Yeah. So yeah, but now comes the decision where this could have been on the Ravager, but it's not.
I guess. Yeah. Okay.
This is actually getting really close. Like now, Maltic cannot play anything, even if he draws a land. So we will see no attacks because this thing is 4/4.
Did you hear about his Lord and Saber Goblin Guide? Which always occur in the right spot.
Well, would that be the right spot?
I mean, you could go for 3 damage for 4 damage then, and Tobias is at 1 then, right?
Ooh, Rift Bolt. That's something.
Yeah. So
now there is kind of an obvious kill if you just add up the damage, right? Attack with both, deal 2, deal 3 with the bolt, if nothing happens.
Wait, what? No, it's a Rift Bolt.
Yeah. You attack for 2 damage because the...
Oh, you mean next.
Yeah. And then you suspend the next turn, you deal 3.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to attack. Yeah.
He wants to do that, you see that. Like, he's a red mage. I count 220. This would be dead.
Smoke.
So now,
so we see the... Yeah, what do we see?
Why do we use 3 mana? Nothing uses 3 mana. He's floating blue. Okay,
yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, I like that.
I hate that.
No, I meant the first part with the mana
Why
tapping.
are you playing Snapcast damage?
I think he doesn't want to risk his Handmaster, but if you think about it, if Malte has damage, it goes to your face and not to...
Yeah, no, that's questionable.
That's really questionable.
Because now you cannot flashback the Abrupt Decay. Like, how are you ever playing lands?
Oh,
Next turn could have been really good. Just Snapcaster, Abrupt Decay.
That's a good point, yeah.
Like, he wants to flip this back. Yeah, I understand.
But it's a really interesting... Wow, just...
Well,
someone is angry. Just stop your fucking flipping. But that's an interesting point, because now he can just attack and say go without playing a land, and then shoot the storm thing.
You have Titania in hand and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I guess his play is just to say go again and just flip this Handmaster.
I guess so, yeah.
And then he kind of gets the board, and
the thing is, you will take 3 damage. So
yeah, you're at 5. You were at 5. You go to 7. Now you go to 4.
How does the Riftbolt and the flipping? Is it both in the upkeep? Both happens in the upkeep, right? So the Riftbolt goes on the stack, then the Handmaster resolves first.
Yes.
Okay, so he can't kill that creature. So you're on 4 for sure.
Yeah, he can decide to shoot the wolf instead, but I think that's just...
Oh, that's weak, yeah. No.
So this is still very, very close. Mm-hmm. Like, do you play a land now? Because a land has the advantage of casting Titania next turn, even though you don't have to repeat your turns.
The problem is you only add 5 damage to your board. Is that lethal next turn? Because you can't go for the fetch land. I mean, you can, but you can't sack it because of the Ankh, right? That's 5 damage. So.
What is he paying mana for? Cycling. All right, gotcha.
Okay.
So what do we see? A Duras. Well, okay. I mean...
Yeah, but if you cycle, you go for the flip turn, right?
Yes, definitely. So he also decides he wants to keep back the 4/4 Ravager.
Yeah, which is kind of right, I guess.
So
the problem is you don't come out of the spot if you don't make like ballsy attacks, right?
Well, that's kind of. I mean, if you can flip back the Handmaster, now it creates the Swift Spear. Presumably, Tobias doesn't know if Malte has a spell. So the question is now, do you cast Duras now? Because Duras guarantees to hit a spell, and you don't want your opponent to have a spell. We see that this is the worst line, and he actually decides on a line that I like. He wants to keep both of them. Then, if he draws a black source, then he can cast both and flip the Ravager.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
So yeah, they're figuring out how this stacking thing works. As you already told us, this is unfortunately not a sequence where Riftbolt comes ahead on top, and Malte says, "Yeah, well, 3 damage to you."
Yeah, that's interesting, right? It's sometimes the case that you don't have a choice as a red deck player and are forced to go to the face, and that's always the right place. I had those kind of games quite a lot.
To be fair, this Riftbolt is not even being cast before the Handmaster switch. Like, he can't even name it as a target because only the suspend counter comes first.
Yeah.
So that means this one happens first anyway. And then, bing.
Okay, let's assume you have a lightning bolt here. You go for the Handmaster and attack with the spear, right?
Well, you kill it before, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Okay.
So now Riftbolt. Well, there are not many targets. Malte sees.
I mean, there are 4 targets, right?
So. There are definitely 4 targets.
Okay, to the draw phase.
And. Flame Rift?
Wait, so he didn't attack with the wolf?
No, he didn't attack with the wolf.
Okay. That seems wrong, right?
Yeah, that seems kind of...
Okay, now it's
wow.
interesting.
This is super good.
Yeah, that doesn't count as... No, that's a removal spell for the Ankh.
Can you find something that kills it for the 2 mana remaining? You don't play Naturalize, I guess.
I'm looking through this list. Wait a
I
second.
don't think there's something like Nature's Claim or whatever.
Yeah, no, in Sketchlift you can't play claim.
No.
There's a repeal, which, but you take 2 damage then.
No.
Chain of Vapor. He plays a Chain of Vapor.
I guess that's kind of a thing. Like, you definitely want to cast something now. But Chain of Vapor can be...
Okay, what if you just go for a big life gain spell?
the pulse.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
and then you
take 2, and then you go for the Snapcaster.
Yeah, but this is a gamble. Like, if your opponent has something that deals 3, which very well could be.
I mean, he just plays it like he can. Like, you don't need to cast it right now. Right?
But you want to cast it right now because you
Yeah,
need to flip the creature. Like, you don't need to. That's technically true.
What I don't like at on this play is that he doesn't do anything this turn to flip the Huntmaster, right?
If he doesn't cast anything.
Yeah, he can't. If he goes for the mana drain, he can't cast anything else, which is bad because getting the 2 life here is negated through the life through the ink, but he adds another token and can flip again. So I don't know. And you don't get rid of the ink. Yeah.
So why are you holding back the wolf then? That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, yeah, your opponent needs to have a land plus. Yeah, the thing is ball lightning and stuff, trample. So yeah, I don't know. I guess Goblin Guide. Okay,
Mountain
now
is interesting. So Malte knows what's up, right? Malte knows Tobias probably looked for something that can handle one thing I'm playing right now. And he's going for the Rebel Master, and that meets a mana drain. And now Toby actually can play multiple spells, right? Titania can be played. Damnation, well, probably won't be played.
Yeah, I'm still not sure I'm on board with the mana drain play. Because you don't handle the ink, you don't advance your board. You're still forced to do something now, kind of, I guess. I mean, he's at 10 already. So you go for the discard spell.
You definitely look at the hand, yeah. I like also Inquisition first. That has more range.
I guess you can play the Titania without taking a land, so, right? Can you do that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so then you have lethal on board, and you switch and go to 6, and that doesn't sound that bad. So
as we see it right now...
Oh my god, does he attack? If he attacks the mana, then mana is gone. Okay, yeah.
Return target land card from your graveyard to the battlefield. You actually have to return.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, that's bad. Okay, now he gets...
Oh, yeah, now he gets the bad news. Oh, if Malte draws something that deals 3 damage...
No, it doesn't matter because you're at 4 anyways because your Huntmaster flips.
Yeah, I guess. But what if he just something draw that deals 4?
No, actually, if he just does... No, he has to play... it's really tough. If he don't play another spell this turn, he doesn't get the 2 life anyway.
Well, so it's fair. Like, it's even, right?
Yeah,
you can play her for getting the life back.
Yeah.
Okay, so... we're back to square one. Malte still needs to draw something that deals 4 damage. Like right now is the point, actually, because Tobias kind of missed the trigger. Malte can now decide if he wants to put it on the stack, and it seems like he just does. And then he takes 2 damage. Here, take it. Well, it does come into play tapped. Yes, very good. Our potent judges see everything.
Good magic.
All right. Finally, attackers.
Such an
Well, you
awkward
have
game.
to attack with both, right? You're getting a 2/2 wolf after flipping. You have Titania. I think at this point, I'm not quite sure. You probably should have taken the Scalding Tarn, because you can still choose if you want to make a creature and pay your life. The mana is not going to matter ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. So it all comes back to, or it comes all down to the decision with the above decay and Snapcaster that one turn, because otherwise Tobias could have just played all those things, and yeah, with the Demonic Tutor he would have won the game, I guess.
Yes.
So not destroying the Ankh.
This is probably the last draw step of the tournament, right?
Probably. I mean, technically we have another draw step, like Tobias' turn. He has to go.
No,
his
there
turn.
won't be another draw step. If he's dead, he's just dead.
Yeah, that's true.
And there are like 4 cards that kill him.
Oh no, there are more, way more. Oh, how about this one? It's not. Oh my god. Oh, it's not even a flame rift, which would be funny. Yeah, that hurts. That really hurts.
Oh, GG. Well, it's not a lightning helix, but it is equally impressive. Price of Progress finishes the turn, the game, the match, everything. Malte wins the MGM number 12. Congratulations.
Yeah, really.
And I think it's a long time ago that Red Dead wins.
Won something?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think it won something like some time ago, but yeah, not the MGM for sure.
So yes, congratulations. If you feel like you want to play, there's already a next MGM set up, number 13. Do you know when it is?
No, not from the top of my head.
Jesus, that's badly.
But there's something else, like something in Halle, not in Berlin, but in Halle.
What is that?
That's like, I don't know, it's first of its kind. It's a new tournament series, I guess. I don't have the name right now, but people can look it up. It's easy to find.
Okay. Yes, thank you for watching. Thank you to everybody who worked a lot for the tournament, the production, the judges, the players, and see you next time.
See ya.